In this video, we're going to work on our navigation elements inside of the campaign index component. So I want to make sure I can click on the blue button over here to go to our form to make a new campaign. And I should also be able to click on View Campaign over here to go to a route that looks something like, where is it? This right here. So if I click on View Campaign, I want to go to Campaigns / and then the address of that particular campaign. So that's where we're going to eventually set up some new routing rules inside of our routes.js file. All right, so let's get to it. Back inside my code editor, I'm going to open up my pages index.js file. At the top, we're going to import the link helper from our routes.js file. So I will import link from up1 directory routes. Now let's take care of the easy navigation element first, which is the blue button that we'll use to go back to that create campaign page. So I'm going to go down to the render method where we previously made the button right here. And then just as before, we're going to place our link tag and an anchor tag. And we're going to wrap our button element that already exists with both the link tag and the anchor tag. So I'm going to say link to a route. And if anyone clicks this, I want to go to campaigns / new, like so. I'm going to close off that link tag. I'm going to indent the button tag one time, and then I'm going to also wrap the button tag with an anchor tag, like so. So in this case, the anchor tag is what's giving us the actual traditional right-click functionality, where we can right-click the link and say something like open in new tab or what have you. So let's save this and test it out inside the browser. So I'll flip back over. We get the hot module reload. And now if I hover over this thing, you'll notice that the link at the bottom left-hand side indicates that this is a clickable link that I can say right-click and hit open in new tab. And yep, there's the correct URL. Or I can just go ahead and click it directly and navigate over to that form. So again, the link tag is what gives us the initial navigation functionality. The anchor tag is what allows us to do like the right-click and open in new tab stuff. And then inside the anchor tag, we can place any other element that we want. And in this case, I'm just using a button because that's what makes sense here. Okay, so that looks good. Now let's move on and make sure that this View Campaign button right here is clickable as well to navigate to this address. So back inside my code editor, I'm going to scroll up a little bit to find where we had that render campaigns thing. So you'll recall that inside of here we've got our description, and right now we're just returning an anchor tag. So I bet you can guess what we're going to do here. We're going to make sure that we wrap this anchor tag with a link tag, and the link tag will display the route that we're going to try to navigate the user to. So I'm going to start off by wrapping this thing in a set of parentheses, like so, just to give myself a little bit of space to also add in the link tag. So I'll now put in the link tag, like so. And then I'll make sure that I pass in the route prop to this thing. Remember, route specifies where we are trying to send the user to whenever they click on the wrapped anchor tag. So this time around, we need to dynamically compute the route on the fly, because the route here is going to be different for every different campaign we have. So it needs to be, at the end of the day, something like campaigns / and then the address of the campaign that we're trying to visit. This is the path that we're trying to generate. So for that, we can use an ES6 template string. I'm going to place my backticks. So notice that we've got backticks here, not quotes, not double quotes, not single quotes. We have backticks. And we'll say /campaigns / and then we'll put in the address of the current campaign that we are iterating over. Remember, all this logic that we have right here is being executed one time for every campaign, and the argument to this inner function is the address of that campaign. So we'll say $, curly braces, address, like so. All right, so let's now test this out. If I go back to the browser and wait for the hot module reload, now I can hover over the left-hand side, or the link over here on the left-hand side. And again, if you look at the very bottom left-hand corner of my browser, you'll notice that the URL is updating to be campaigns / and then the address of this particular campaign. So again, it looks like this thing is working out just fine. Now you'll notice that if I click on the link, I get a 404 not found. That's totally fine because we've not yet set up any routing handler for this particular URL. However, if you at least look at the path up here, you'll notice that it says campaigns / and then the address of the actual campaign that we're trying to see. So that's great because it means all we have to do now is make a new component to show for this route and then add a rule to our routes.js file to say that if someone goes to campaigns / anything, send the user to that new component that we're going to make. All right, so let's take a quick pause here and we'll come back in the next video and start creating our new component to show our users a particular campaign.